Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, cradled by green hills and golden fields, there lived a humble farmer named Arjun. He was known throughout the village, not for wealth or power, but for his kindness, his endless patience, and his dedication to his work. Every single morning, before the first rays of sunlight even kissed the earth, Arjun would rise, stretch his tired arms, and begin his daily routine. His most important task, the one that set the rhythm for his day, was fetching water from a distant well. It was a long and tiring walk, a pilgrimage across rough paths and dusty roads. To carry the water, Arjun used a strong wooden stick balanced across his shoulders. On each end hung a clay pot. One pot was perfect, shiny, smooth, and utterly flawless. It held every drop of water from the well to his home without spilling a single one. The other pot, however, had a small crack running down its side. It was a scar from a long-forgotten stumble. And no matter how carefully Arjun filled it, by the time he returned to his small cottage, half the water had leaked out, leaving a dark, damp trail behind them. Every day, as they made their journey together, the perfect pot would puff up with pride. It couldn't help but boast, its voice ringing with confidence. "Look at me. I carry all my water safely. I do my job perfectly. I am everything a pot should be." But the cracked pot would remain silent, a deep and quiet sadness growing within its clay walls. It hated that it couldn't be perfect like its companion. It hated that it could unfulfill its purpose completely, and was letting its master down with every step. Weeks turned into months, and the seasons began to change around them. The perfect pot's teasing continued, a daily reminder of the other's imperfection. The cracked pot's shame grew heavier each day, heavier than the water it struggled to hold. One morning, as the farmer began his usual walk to the well under a soft, pink sky, the cracked pot could no longer hold back its sorrow. Its fragile voice, barely a whisper, trembled as it spoke. "Master, I'm so sorry. I failed you." Arjun paused his steady pace, his brow furrowed with surprise. He looked down at the pot with genuine concern. "Failed me? Why would you ever say that, my friend?" he asked softly, his voice gentle and warm. The pot replied, its voice cracking with emotion, as if the fisher on its side had found a voice. Tiny droplets that weren't from the well glistened on its cracked surface. "Every day you work so hard to bring water home. You walk this long road, and your shoulders must ache. But because of me, because of this ugly crack, half your effort is wasted. I'm broken. I'm useless. You deserve better. A pot that can do its job properly." For a moment, Arjun said nothing. He simply stood there on the path, the morning breeze rustling the leaves around them. Then a gentle smile spread across his face, a smile filled with a wisdom the pot couldn't yet understand. He whispered, "Oh, my dear pot, don't you worry. Tomorrow, on our walk, I'll show you something. Something that will change the way you see yourself forever." The next morning, the sun rose just as it always did. Arjun lifted the wooden pole onto his shoulders, the perfect pot on one side, the cracked pot on the other. They walked the long path toward the well, the cracked pot feeling a mix of dread and curiosity. As they began their journey back home, the water sloshing inside them, the farmer said softly, "Look closely at the path we walk. Look to your side." The cracked pot, hesitant at first, looked down, and what it saw took its breath away. On its side of the dusty road, a vibrant tapestry of life had bloomed. There were hundreds of flowers, bright marigolds like little suns, soft white daisies dancing in the breeze, and delicate pink wild blooms swaying gently. The colors glowed under the sunlight, a river of beauty flowing alongside the path, spreading a sweet fragrance all around. For a moment, the cracked pot forgot its sadness. It forgot its crack. It was completely mesmerized, simply admiring the unexpected beauty. But the journey had to end. When they reached Arjun's home, the pot saw again that half of its water was gone. The old sadness returned like a familiar shadow, and it sighed, its voice heavy with disappointment. "Even after seeing those beautiful flowers, I still failed you. I couldn't carry all the water home." Arjun set both pots down gently on the cool earth. He smiled warmly, a knowing and loving look in his eyes. "God, you still don't understand, do you?" he said softly. "Look closely. Think about what you saw. The flowers only bloom on your side of the path, not on the other pot's side." The cracked pot blinked, utterly confused. It looked back down the path, and Arjun was right. The other side was just dust and stones. "Why? Why only my side?" it asked, its voice filled with wonder. The farmer knelt beside it, his hand resting on its cool, earthen surface. He explained with a love that poured into the pot's very core, "Because I have always known about your crack. From the very first day. Months ago, I planted flower seeds all along your side of the path. Every single day, while we walked back home from the well, you watered those seeds without even knowing it. And now, because of you, this once barren road is filled with beauty and life. You thought you were broken, but your crack made the world more beautiful." The cracked pot fell silent. A profound stillness washed over it. If a clay pot could smile, it would have been beaming. Tears of pure joy, not sorrow, sparkled down its side, catching the light like diamonds. It finally realized that its greatest shame its perceived weakness had created something truly wonderful. For the first time in its life, it didn't feel ashamed. It felt proud. It felt purposeful. Arjun looked at the pot tenderly and said, "You see, my friend, every one of us has cracks. Every one of us has flaws and scars and imperfections. But it's not the cracks that define us, what we do with them. It's how we let them shine. Even our weaknesses can become our greatest strengths when they are used with love and with purpose." As the sun dipped below the horizon, its golden light bathed the small cottage, reflecting off both pots, one cracked, but both standing together, equally beautiful, equally valuable in their own unique way. And from that day forward, the cracked pot never felt broken again. It walked proudly beside the farmer. The water it leaked, no longer a sign of failure, but a life-giving stream. It knew it was part of something much greater, living, breathing, reminder that our imperfections can create the most extraordinary beauty. So, my dear friends, remember this story. None of us are perfect. We all have our own cracks, our own flaws, and our own scars. But instead of hiding them or feeling ashamed of them, let them shine. Embrace them. Because sometimes the very thing you think is your greatest weakness might just be your greatest gift to the world. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content that hopefully inspires and uplifts. We'll see you in the next one.